Hi, welcome back to Outdoor Gear and Skills. It's been about a week since I put my Sawyer water filter on here. I was able to use it just a little bit on my hike last week, but I wasn't really in a great spot to get the water filled up. So I pulled the bladder out so you can see what it looks like, where the Sawyer water filter is positioned. And then this comes through. And right here, just a few hundred yards away, right behind me, is the North Umpqua Trail. And people call this the beginning or the end of it, depending on your reference point. But that trail goes 79 miles upriver to Lake Maidu, and it, for the most part, goes along the river. There are some parts where you're up on the cliffs, you are quite high. I've been on some of the sections where you're not able to get down to the water, and that's what really prompted me to want to throw this a water filter. So I went with the Sawyer, but I wanted to throw something on here so I could start my hike with full water in my pack, but then be able to get here and fill it up at a water spot and not have to take a lot of time filtering it into my reservoir. I wanted to be able to just drop it in the river and take off. So right now my reservoir is empty. So I wanted to kind of take this and just show you really quick what I was intending to do. I love this reservoir. It's broken up into two compartments, and of course I didn't wear my boots because I'm an idiot, but I wanted to be able to just throw this in the water and be able to fill it up. And I'm gonna come out here and then the water's gonna hit me a little more and get my shoes even more wet, but that's all right. All right, so I got a little bit of it filled up right there. Not a ton. I'm gonna try to grab a little more. So I probably have about a Powerade bottle worth, roughly 30 ounces or so. And so just, screwing that back up. And it did, when I used it last week, just filling it up at my house, it does take a bit to kind of get that water, take some pressure to get that water through. So right there, I've got the water through. I'm not sure if that is showing up. There's a bunch of air bubbles in there. So that took a little bit. Now last week, after I was done with my hike, I just poured the water out on some flowers, and I was able to suck the rest of the water through. You don't want to keep it in the filters. You want to get that out. But with this, my foot's a little bit wet, but still it'd be worth it to be able to get water and get back on the trail. These sections on this particular trail, and I use this one as a reference because it kind of prompted me to this. In 2020, my oldest son and I were thinking about starting at the top and coming all the way down to see if we could do it unassisted in about a week's time. And things kind of happened, COVID happened, but we had some other stuff that came up, and so we didn't get it done. And so that's going to have to be for another time, since he is moving to Houston tomorrow. But I kind of used that because I took my two boys on different sections. Some of these sections are 5 miles, some are as long as 13 miles. Some you're literally right down 10 feet from the water and there's a lot of access. Other points, you're not going to have it for maybe 8 miles. And one of the sections I did with my two boys a few years ago, this was before the forest fires that we had in September of 2020. But we were out hiking and we were just exposed. We were in the sun a lot. It was getting pretty hot. We didn't have access, to the water. We had our dogs with us at the time. They hadn't passed yet. And so we were trying to get as much water, as we could, that we had between the three of us and the dogs. And so that really kind of prompted me to find a different solution. So I did get this at Sportsman's Warehouse. I think it was $20 or less. I've been sitting on it, literally had this thing sitting on my floor for over a year. So I felt like it was time to get off my ass and actually do something. But with this, being able to take 100 ounces, I could easily, even if I had to, get my shoes off, roll up my pants, walk into the water and plunge this 100-ounce bladder and be able to get me, miles and hours of hiking with that. So, it's right there. So this section right here is called Swift Water. It's just up this section just a little bit, 100 yards or so. Super loud. I was gonna try and film my video right there so you can get a good view for how much the water's rushing through there, but it was just too loud. So this is the North Umpqua River right here. It's pretty muddy today. Even so, with the filter, the water tastes fine. It's getting the stuff filtered out of it, so that's all I'm worried about. But I did want to do a follow-up to kind of show, and then it's easy to just grab my bag that I put too far away and drop this back in the specified pouch here. And as I do that, it keeps this part right here, the filter, where I can put my bag around it, and it kind of helps hold it in place so it doesn't slide down. And then I just come through the notch right there. And then I just zip it up. Try not to put it down and get it muddy. And just hook it back on my clip right here, and I'm good to go. So with that, I can fill it up, get back on the trail, start hiking, and start sucking that water through the filter system and start to filter it. I really just did not want to spend a long time having to boil water, having to filter it into the reservoir. I wanted to be able to throw water in and filter it on the go. And with this Sawyer water filter, I'm able to do that. So it only took me, a year to a year and a half to actually do it. And the truth is, I didn't do much hiking in the last year, so I didn't use this pack very much. But it's time to get back out there and do it. So I wanted to finally get after it. I'd love to hear what your water solutions are when you're outside, when you're in the outdoors, hiking, camping, whatever it is. And as always, thanks for watching Outdoor Gear and Skills, and we'll see you out there.